another live reaction here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Huerta. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Chicago going into this game with a 7-game losing streak, 4-9. When they were 4-2, everybody was talking about them. They were ascending. That offense did look amazing. It seemed like they were finally getting things together. And then it just all has fallen apart over the last 2 months. Fired their head coach. And right now they're playing for 2025. So we got the first play here. Chicago at the 30, handoff over the middle. And Swift running up the middle, gain of 4. But how are you doing, guys, tonight on this Monday night? We got 2 games. Not we. But ESPN has 2 games going on. The next one starts in about 28 minutes, but we're going to stick it with the Chicago Bears here and the Minnesota Vikings staying in the NFC North. This game has some implications not only for the Detroit Lions, but the Green Bay Packers as well. All right, shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, quick throw to the left there, and that's going to be another gain of 3, maybe 4 there for Keenan Allen. But talking about Minnesota, they are 11-2. They have the second best record in the NFC right now, but it's going to be a quick throw. Nope. Caleb going to scramble. He's going to run, and he's going to be about half a yard short of the first down. I mean, if I'm Chicago, you're 4-9. You've been eliminated from the playoffs. Go for it. Half a yard? What do you got to lose? There we go. We're going for it. Let's go. All right, we got Caleb under center, single back in the backfield, single receiver to the left. And it's going to be a toss to the left, and Swift. I think he did not get it, man. Unbelievable, man. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. And it was his own guy. His own offensive lineman is what stopped Swift. Tillery, number 99 for the Vikings, did get a hand on him, but there was no way that was going to be enough to stop him. But when Swift tried to dive forward for that first down, his own guy got in the way. Oh, that is tough. So Minnesota are going to get the ball here at the 39 on their opening drive. Darnold under center, single back in the backfield, gets a handoff. Aaron Jones getting it across the 35 down to the 34. But once again, talking about Minnesota, 11-2, second best record in the NFC. But if they can get a win tonight, it'll be basically a 3-way tie, at least in terms of wins and losses, with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions for the number 1 record in the NFC. Receiver in motion to the left, Darnold under center, single back in the backfield, 2nd and 5, fakes the toss. Darnold looking down the field, throwing to the left, and unable to connect. Trying to hit his man on a crossing route there. And that was to number 3, Jordan Addison, trying to get to, oh man, just a half a step. Honestly, man, yeah, if Darnold was just able to hold on to that one just like literally for a half second. All right, we got 2 receivers stacked up on the right. Darnold in the shotgun, looking, pressured, going to find his way. He does. Throws it down the left sidelines and incomplete. Even with the great field position, The Vikings are going to have to settle here for a roughly 52-yard. I believe it's going to be 52 yards here on the field goal attempt. What's going on, Delia? What's going on? These teddy bears better win tonight. They better. And the kick is up, and it is good right down the middle here. So even though Minnesota, if they can get a win, they would have the same record as the Lions. I do believe the Lions beat them earlier in the season, so they do carry the tiebreaker over them right now. But those two teams will meet up again, I think, in a week. I think they meet up in week 16. So it's either week 16 or 17, regardless. I know the Packers and the Vikings also meet up. I'm just trying to remember what the sequence is, but I think it's going to be Detroit first. I'll have to look it up. As long as the D puts pressure on him, they might have a chance. Was a nice kick. Yeah, that was right down the middle, man. Their kicker has been really solid this year. Yeah, the next game that's coming up here in about 20 minutes is Atlanta and the Raiders. I was thinking about doing that one. One, it's a little bit later, so it'll probably getting. If we did that game, it would be pretty late. But also, the Raiders are out of the playoffs. The Atlanta Falcons are not really playing well right now. Um, I just thought this game had a little bit more relevance to what the effects it could have in the NFC. You know, Minnesota with a loss, Packers could get a chance to maybe set up a good matchup with them later on. Chicago is going to get the ball right at the goal line, and it's going to be returned to the 20, 25, and 30. Diving forward there. All right, we got Williams in the shotgun. Two receivers to his left, two receivers stacked up on the right as well. DJ Moore in motion. He's going to get the nice reverse there on the right side. It's got some blockers. It's going to be very close to the first down. Nice little concept there. That was going to be a gain of 9, so 2nd and 1 coming up. All right, Williams again in the shotgun. Two backs in the backfield. DJ with another reverse, this time to the left. He's got some blockers. He's going to get the first down there. Gain of about 7, maybe 8 on that one. I like it, man. I like when they get DJ Moore involved, man. The more they can get the ball in that guy's hands, typically the better they do. Like DJ Moore, when he started his career over there in Carolina, especially when Newton was still there, he developed into one of the best receivers in the league. And since he's come to Chicago, he's been good, but just not the same. And Williams, under pressure, dumps it down to his running back, and he's going to get the first down. And that was Cashman, the linebacker, who was able to run him out of bounds. All right, we're closing in on 10 minutes in this first quarter. We got two receivers stacked up on the right. Williams under center, single back in the backfield. Keenan Allen in motion to the left. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. Swift getting it to the 40, gain of 2. Cam, what's going on? Welcome, dude. DJ Moore needs to get more targets. He's better than... Oh, absolutely. DJ Moore, by far, he is their best receiver. He's the most dynamic. Keenan Allen, he's solid. He's always been solid. But at this point in his career, I think he's more of like a faster tight end. He's a very good security blanket. But yeah, they got to get DJ Moore involved a lot more than he has over the last couple of weeks. It's going to be a throw to Romadunze there on the left side, and he's going to be able to pick his way for a first down to the 30. I like what they're doing here. They're attacking the perimeter. They're getting the ball quickly into these guys' hands, like DJ Moore, Romadunze. Those two guys, man, they're young, they're fast, and they can make guys miss. All right, we got 3. It's going to be an empty set, 5 receiver look. 3 on the right side. DJ Moore coming around from the left. And Williams trying to scramble. He needs to. He gets rid of the ball and incomplete, out of bounds. That was a whole lot of pressure there. Man, Williams, he's doesn't get talked about a whole lot because I think obviously the team is struggling and they're not playing well. But man, dude, he is a slippery dude. All right, we got 2 receivers on the right side, tight end as well. Single receiver to the left. Romadunze in motion. It's going to be a keeper there by Williams, and he's going to be able to get a yard down to the 29. 3rd and 9 coming up. So, yeah, from the 29 here, this would be roughly a 47-yard field goal. So, but it's only 3rd down, so they still get the chance here to pick this up. They've looked good in this drive. I like it. I don't think it was a wrong thing to go for it on 4th down in the first drive, but maybe a better play. And blindside hit. He fumbles it. It's picked up by the Vikings to the 45, and they're going to stop him around the 39. And, man, a fumble snap. Oh, man, dude. Williams got destroyed on that one. Luckily, he looks like he's okay. Oh, man, I saw that one coming, dude. I thought he was going to be able to get rid of it before. Ooh. Who picked that one up? It wasn't Van Ginkel. It was And the guy who sacked him was who forced the fumble, I should say, was Jonathan Grenard, who I think that is his 11th sack of the year. Coming into this game, I think he was tied for 5th in the NFL, so just climbing up that ladder. All right, Minnesota starting at the 39. Addison in motion to the right, handoff up the middle with Jones. He's going to fight his way all the way down to about the 30. Gain of 9 there. And also, you might notice that the lights in the back are off. I changed some things up here, but I'm waiting for a touchdown to reveal what's going on over here. We'll see. If it's anything like this past Thursday night, we may never see the lights. But I don't think that's going to happen. So ball at the 30, another handoff up the middle. Jones breaking the tackle and getting it out across the 20 down to about the 16. Massive run there. Gain of nearly 15 yards for Aaron Jones, the former Packer. And it looks like he's fully back healthy after, granted, he's been back for probably about a month, but the first couple games, man, the first 3 or 4 games, he looked a little bit slower, wasn't getting as much yardage, but over the last 2 weeks, man, he's looked really, really great. And another handoff. Jones breaking the tackle, getting only about a yard, maybe 2, but was nearly taken down for a loss. Dang, all that work. Oh, man, I know. It was the Chicago Bears, man. They're looking good on that drive, but then it just like that, man. Just a single play that can change the whole trajectory of this first half. Because now you're not talking about potentially taking the lead here or even at least tying it. Now you might be going down 2 scores. Well, you know, man, the Vikings are so used to taking our former players. Why not take what we tend to do? You know, why not take the jersey colors as well, even if they're alternate jersey colors. To be fair, though, I'm trying to think. Did the Vikings do this last year? I don't think they did. I think this is the first year they're doing the all white, but I might be wrong. But it makes it for a good joke. But but the Vikings tend to love their former Packers, man. Ryan Longwell, Aaron Jones, Desmond Bishop played for them for a year after he left the Packers. Brett Favre, Greg Jennings. There's probably about half a dozen more, or a dozen more, I should say, that I could probably name, but we'll stop there. Did you see Patrick Mahomes? Oh, yes, I did, man. That was a rough looking video. Yeah, luckily it's only an ankle. It looked like it could have been like a back or something, man. It could have been a knee too. So I think being able to kind of get away with even if I think it's a severe, they said severe or high ankle sprain. That's never fun. Those are painful. And we'll see if he misses any time for Kansas City. I think the last time Mahomes missed any time was, I think it was when they were this was years ago. I think Rodgers was still with the Packers. It was the week before the Kansas City Chiefs played the Packers, and I think the Chiefs were trying to do like a QB sneak, and Mahomes messed up his knee, and I think he missed one game, and that was the Packers game. And luckily, the Packers were able to get a victory over them. And it looks like we had an injured Viking on the field here. Brian O'Neill, the offensive lineman there out of Pittsburgh. So who's coming in is David Quessenberry. Quick snap, 2nd and 9. Darnold looking, has time, delivering a beautiful ball. And that's going to be a first down for the Vikings. Jordan Addison getting it inside the 10 down to the 7. So yeah, hopefully Mahomes is all right, man. It's never fun to see a guy get injured. I may not want to see the Chiefs continue to win because I want some other teams to be in the Super Bowl, but you never want to see anybody get hurt. All right, we got bursting goal for the Vikings. And we got 3 receivers on that left side. Donald looking, and he finds his man at the back of the end zone, and that is a touchdown for Justin Jefferson. Boom. We got the orange on the right, and we got the purple on the left there. Hopefully those yeah, no, they're looking good. They're looking good. I need them to beat the Steelers on Christmas. Is that Cam? Is that your Christmas wish there? For the Chiefs to knock off the Steelers. That's fair, man. Because yeah, you guys do need some help there in the AFC North. And the extra point is good, and the Vikings take a 10-0 lead over the Chicago Bears. This is not what I was hoping for, but hopefully Chicago can get some things going here. So yeah, I'm testing some things out. See if this is makes it look a little bit more dynamic here in the background instead of just some regular light bulbs. Thankfully, this thing has quite a bit of different colors here. I can change them up, but so I might be able to do this for most teams. Maybe not all. Saturday is Ravens versus Steelers matchup in Baltimore. Man, that's going to be a good one, dude. Because Pittsburgh lost this week, right, to Philly during that Pennsylvania matchup. So, yeah, that would be huge for the Ravens if they can beat the Steelers there and they can get the Chiefs to knock them off. Took them 10 minutes to get a TD, so there's that. Nice fun lights. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, man, it was gonna be an uphill battle for Chicago regardless, man. As much as I hate to admit it, the Vikings have been really, really good this year. I was even when they were 5-0, I was like, we've seen teams, win 3, 4, 5 games to start the year, and then they just kind of fall at the end. But man, it does not look like Minnesota is that. They're one of the 4 teams in the NFC that I truly believe can win a Super Bowl. Detroit, though, there are some major injuries for Detroit this week. We'll talk about that here a little bit later in the game. But Detroit, Philly, Minnesota, and Green Bay. I think those are legitimately the 4 best teams in the NFC. While I like the Buccaneers, I think they're too up and down. But we'll see. Maybe they'll get hot. I mean, the Packers in 2010. They were the 6th seed that year. They were not great for the majority of the year, but then down the stretch, they were able to win some big games. They got hot, and they were able to knock off some really good teams. So don't want to underrate the Buccaneers. Don't want to underrate anybody else that makes the playoff. But if I had to put money on it, I think it would be those 4 teams in the NFC that would represent in the Super Bowl. All right, we got 5:04 left in the first here. Williams under center. two receivers to the right, single back in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff. This one, DJ Moore actually at the running back position. And that's going to be a gain of 6 there. So 2nd and 4, ball at the 36. Williams under center, single back in the backfield. DJ Moore to the right. And it's going to be a nice run by Homer. Gain of 5 and a first down. All right, running back Homer there. Is he from Springfield, Illinois? Don't you dare cringe at that joke. That was a great one. That was a great one. All right. Williams under center here. DJ alone to the right. Single back in the backfield. That is Swift now. Receiver in motion and a handoff going to the right here. And Swift able to pick up 1 yard. It'll make it 2nd and 9. That was a great job by Josh Martellus. Coming in there, I think he's number 44. Yep, here we go. All right, it looks like Williams is changing some things at the line. In the pistol, tight end in the backfield along with a running back. It's going to be a handoff and another run. This one picking up 2, so it'll be 3rd and 7. And Martellus, once again, man, the first guy there. But he's been all over the field here. He's played in the slot for 200 snaps, outside linebacker for nearly 200, inside linebacker. Dang, dude, Martellus has been all over the field here. That's the modern NFL, man. If you're like 15, 20 years ago, guys like him, they're called tweeners. You know, maybe not big enough to be a defensive end. Quick throw over the middle and incomplete, nearly intercepted. And that'll bring up a 4th down. But, yeah, once again, kind of too small for defensive end, maybe a little bit too big for a traditional linebacker in coverage, but fast enough to almost play safety or slot corner. So kind of those tweeners there. And like I said, 20 years ago, those guys struggled to get on the field just because they didn't fit the mold of a specific archetype. But now, like especially in the last 10 to 12 years, man, those guys have just thrived. And it's going to be fair caught inside the 10 down to about the 9 for Minnesota here. So Chicago on their first 3 drives. First drive, turnover on downs. Second drive, sack fumble. And on their third one, punt. So not a great start for them to on Monday night here. So while we got a little bit of time here, I mentioned it earlier with some injuries to Detroit. So the two major injuries, we saw McNeil, their big defensive tackle over the middle there. He's going to be out for the rest of the year. So that's just another huge blow to that Detroit defense that has been playing very well for most of the year. But over the last couple of weeks, you can tell that the injuries are just starting to pile up, and they're just not what they were, even 3-4 weeks ago. But something even potentially more painful than that for them, that loss of McNeil, is going to be the loss of David Montgomery, one half of that great running back duo they have there in Detroit. He is also going to be out for the rest of the year. He has to get surgery on his knee. It's a PCL tear. So now teams no longer have to really worry about two backs. It's just going to be Gibbs and whoever else Detroit can find there in the backfield. And it's going to be a quick run here. And Jones fighting his... Oh, no, that's Cam Akers there, fighting his way for a first down gain of 11. Oh, jeez. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Shotgun, two receivers to the left. Darnold looking, throwing deep down the field, the left side, and way overthrown. Yeah, he was trying to get it to Jefferson there, but he overthrew him by about 7 or 8 yards there. All right, we got 2nd and 10. Addison in motion to the left. And it's going to be a run, and this one is going to lose 3 yards. Chicago read that one right away, man. There was zero hesitation from basically everybody on that front seven. So this will bring up a 3rd and 12 for Minnesota here. All right, we got Darnold in the shotgun, Jefferson in motion to the left, C.J. Ham in the backfield with him. And it's going to be a false start on Minnesota here. So they're going to move him back 5 yards. All right, we got Darnold here in the shotgun, alone, two receivers to the right. And Darnold over the middle finds Aaron Jones, and he's going to break a tackle, and that's going to be a first down for the Vikings, gain of 17.5. Oh, no, they're going to mark him short. Let's see here. Jones was lined up tight to the formation, almost like a tight end from that right side. Able to break a tackle. Let's see here. And, okay, O'Connell was about to throw a challenge flag. But they're saying that it's they reviewed it and it was a first down, and that's going to be the end of this first quarter, man. At this point, all Minnesota. Jonesy extending that ball for the first down, breaking the tackle around the 25, and able to get it across the 30 for the first down. On 3rd and 17, man. . So going back a little bit with Detroit here. So once again, they lost last week, losing McNeil, losing Montgomery now for the whole year, and they are 12-2. They are tied with the Philadelphia Eagles, and right now they are just a game and a half ahead. Actually, I should say at this point it might be, yeah, let's just say 1.5 until we'll see what happens with the Vikings here. If they win, they're gonna still have the tiebreaker over Minnesota, but that race between those two teams just got a little bit tighter. Basically, there's gonna be 3 teams at the top of the NFC that are 12-2. Oh man. All right, we got 1st and 10. We're back. Minnesota here. Ball just ahead of the 30. Darnold looking over the middle, finds Jordan Addison. That's going to be a gain of 8. All right, we got 2nd and 10. Play action. Needs to get the ball out quickly. He does. And that's going to be a throw to the right and a 1st down. Great completion there by Darnold to, looks like Naylor. All right. Darnold in the shotgun. 2 receivers stacked up on the left side there. Looks like Jefferson and Naylor. TJ Hawkinson on the right side there with Jordan Addison. Quick throw to Jefferson, and he's going to cut it back inside and gain the necessary yardage for another Minnesota 1st down. And there's going to be a flag, though. A little bit of a late flag. And based on Kevin O'Connell's reaction, it's going to be on Minnesota. And that's going to be illegal formation there on number 74. So that'll wipe away a 10-yard gain by Justin Jefferson. Here we go. Robinson lined up way too far back. Remember, he basically his head has to be at least level with the hip of the center, and it was not. And it's going to be a run up the middle here, and it's going to be a gain of about 5 for Cam Akers. Darnold's looking, takes the snap over the middle, and just unable to connect with Jefferson there. Ball just a little too out in front. All right, we got 3rd and 10, ball at the 43. Chicago sends 4, no pressure, and a wide open Powell there down the left seam, and that's going to be a gain of about 13 in a first down. All right, we got fullback, running back in the backfield, single receiver to the left. Darnold under center. Addison in motion, and Jones trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Won't. It's going to be bent backwards awkwardly, but he seems all right. It's going to be a loss of about 2, maybe 3 there. All right, 2nd and 11. 2 backs in the backfield. 2 receivers stacked up on the right there. Darnold takes the snap, looking, throwing it to the left sidelines and finding a really open Jordan Addison there for another first down, man. This Chicago secondary is giving a whole lot of space. And man, dude, that front 7 is like still trying to get there, but they're just a half second too late there, man. They just need to put a little bit more pressure on Darnold. Minnesota in the eye. Play action. Darnold looking, has time, delivering a beautiful throw to Justin Jefferson, who ends up just dropping it right at the 5. And Jefferson looking at his hands, saying, what just happened there? Yeah, Jefferson on that left side, just, nice little double move there. Looked like he was going to go inside for a post, then cuts it back on a nice little out route, but just unable to hang on to it. Went right through his hands. All right, we got 2nd and 10, 2-by-2 formation, handoff to Jones, who's going to get stopped up in the backfield for a loss of 1, maybe 2. All right, no huddle here for the Vikings, 3rd and 11. Darnold looking, throwing it to the left here, and getting it to Addison on that left sideline. He's going to come up about 3 yards shy of the first down. They're in field goal range here, so if they decide to kick it, it would make it a 2-touchdown lead, but it looks like they're going to stay on the field here and try to go for this on 4th and 3. All right, we got 2 receivers on the right. Darnold in the shotgun, single receiver to the left. Takes the snap, looking. We're going to scramble. He's going to throw it over and intercepted by the Chicago Bears. Darnold trying to force one. Trying to force one to Jefferson there. And what a turnover for Chicago. That was needed. Minnesota got a little bit greedy, man. Should have just kicked the field goal, especially in a divisional game. You never know what's going to happen. There's nothing wrong with going up 13-0 over a team that has been struggling. The last thing you want to do is take points off the board and give them some momentum. I mean, Chicago has nothing to lose. They're 4-9. They're out of the playoff race. They've been eliminated. Their head coach is fired. you know, if you're Williams, you're not going to get benched for playing badly or for losing at the very least. Like they just drafted you first overall. You're the franchise quarterback. You played well enough this season to show that you do have a whole lot of promise. So if I'm him, I'm telling the coach, unless it's like 4th and 8 or more, or maybe 4th and 6 and more, we're going for it on 4th down every time. Like who cares if we lose by 37 points or more? So, all right, I'm gonna grab some water because I think that voice crack was me not drinking enough water right now. So I'll be right back. Back just in time. It's gonna be a handoff here, and Swift able to get maybe 2 yards on that one. All right, we got 2nd and 9. 3 receivers bunched up on the left side. Chicago at their own 17. Little bit of an orbit motion there for the receiver, and Keenan Allen gets it here. It's gonna be out across the 20 down to about the 22. Gain of 6. All right, 3rd and 4. Ball at the 22. 3 receivers bunched up on the right. Single receiver to the left. Williams takes the snap. Minnesota sends a blitz, but they pick it up beautifully. Williams running and gonna get it just shy of the 25. Williams a little bit slow to get up. So it'll be 4th and 2 here. And the punt is nearly blocked here. It's actually going to be a pretty good punt. Ball at the 20. And he's going to return it down to the 30. There is a flag on the field. And I think it's going to be on Minnesota here for running into the kicker slash punter. And it is. And that's going to give the Chicago Bears a little bit of a break and a first down. All right, we got 1st and 10, ball at the 29. Single back in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left. Williams under center. Roma Dunze in motion and a nice run to the right, and that'll get it to the 35. DeAndre Swift, probably his best run of the night. And Swift cutting it to the right side, and a first down out across the 40 down to the 42. All right, look at that, man. Chicago kind of getting into a little bit of a rhythm here in the running game. And another handoff. This Swift with a nice move at the line, cutting it back inside. That's going to be a gain of about 7. All right, we got 2nd and 3, ball at the 48. Single back in the backfield. In play action, Williams rolling to his right, gets it to his tight end underneath, and that's going to be a big gain for the big man, Cole Kmet. I think he's going to be inside the 40. I think he's right around the 38. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 38. 3 receivers on the left side. Williams in the shotgun, Swift to his right. Quick throw to DJ Moore and able to break a tackle behind the line, but not much more after that gain of about 2 there. All right. Handoff up the middle with Swift, unable to really get any momentum. It's going to be good for maybe 2 or 3. All right. Single receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Williams looking, trying to get out of the pocket. He will. And he might have a first down, but there is a flag all the way in the backfield. I think it's going to be on Chicago here for holding. And it is. Oh, yeah. Definitely a hold there. So it's going to be 3rd and 15. This moves him back all the way back to about the 44. Three receivers on the right. Williams, quick throw to DJ. He's going to have some blockers. He's going to be very close to the first down. He's going to be inside the 30 down to the 29. It'll be 4th and 1. Gain of 14. Man. That almost got there, man. That almost got there. All right, looks like Chicago is going to go for it here. This will be the second time in this game that they've gone for it on 4th down. So far, they are 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions, and they are 0 for 1 on 4th down. Handoff up the middle, and Swift once again is going to be denied by his own teammates. This one was even closer than the last one, and it just, when he fully extended, his body just got blocked by his own teammate, man. Oh my God. Holy cow, man. How many times? I don't think I've ever seen that happen. I've seen it like maybe once, like where, you bump into your own guy or your guy gets hit behind, like back into you, and the running back loses momentum. I get it. But to have it happen twice in the same game to the same player, to be honest with you, I don't have to look back at the first one. He might have actually hit the same offensive lineman. I think it was his right tackle, number 72, that he ran into on the first 4th down attempt. Oh man, dude, that is rough for Chicago. I don't get it, man. Like you have a really solid quarterback. And I'm not saying, obviously, if you pass the ball, they know it's going to be something. They're going to be covering everything underneath. But man, something to the sidelines is usually going to be open. Something that creates like a natural pick. Do that on one side. On the second side, on the other side, you do a high-low concept. The outside guy runs a go route, and then you get a little bit of a like a inside like a 5 to maybe 8 yard out route. Tight end runs a flat route there as well, and then once again on the other side you can do a flat route with a slant. Kind of creates a natural pick. Give your quarterback some options. Spread that defense out just a little bit there. And, worst comes to worst, if none of that works, Williams is a very athletic guy. With you spreading out that defense, you might be able to find some lanes to run through. Or he might find some lanes to run through. I don't know, man. Just trying to run it on this defensive line is, I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird decision, but, if it would have worked, I wouldn't be saying anything, I guess. All right, we got 1st and 10, ball at the 29 here. Jones with the toss to the left. He's going to get to the edge, and he's going to get around the 33. Gain of about 4. All right, we got 2 receivers on the right, single receiver to the left. It's going to be in the shotgun, and I think it's going to be on Chicago here for encroachment. Nope. On Minnesota for false start. And this game is whizzing by, man. We have 2:10 left in the second quarter, and we've only been streaming this game for a little over an hour and 1 minute. So, all right, that'll take us to the 2-minute warning here in Minnesota. So while we go to the commercial break here, let's talk a little bit about some stuff that has happened this week. Obviously, one of the bigger stories in the NFL is Devondre Campbell and the San Francisco 49ers. If you're not too familiar with it, so during that San Francisco game against the Rams, where San Francisco ended up losing 6-12, I think it was sometime in the second quarter. Dre Greenlaw, who's the linebacker for San Francisco, he was coming back from injury, one of his first games back. I think it might have actually been his first game back. He ended up tearing his knee up during the Super Bowl last year while he was running onto the field. So he was finally getting recovered. San Francisco needed basically a linebacker that was borderline, starting material until Greenlaw could come back. So they initially tried to sign Kendricks, who was a former Minnesota Viking, but Kendricks ended up signing with the Cowboys. So they went with their backup plan, and that was Devondre Campbell, a former Green Bay Packer. And so Campbell, in his last 2 years in Green Bay, was not great. His first year was amazing. All-Pro, was the first All-Pro linebacker, or at least middle linebacker for the Packers since Ray Nitschke back in like the 60s or 50s. It was a long time. And so Packers gave him a big contract, but 2 years into that one, his play had just dramatically gone down. He was unhappy with certain things, playing hurt. It was a whole mess. So the Packers let him go, signed with San Francisco, played with them this year. He was okay. You could clearly tell this is not a guy that was truly an all-pro outside of that 1 year, but he was a good fill. He was a good guy that you could keep in until Greenlaw got healthy. All right, we got 2nd and 12. Darnold, empty set here. Quick throw to Jefferson. Gets it to the 35, and I'll go back to my story here in just a little bit. Kind of want to see what Minnesota does on this drive, man. How quickly they're going to want to move down the field. All right, looks like we have a little bit of time. So, coming into this week, Devondre, he was told basically that Greenlaw would be coming back, so he might not play as much as he has throughout the season. And before the game, Devondre put a post on his social media saying, "Some team is about to get a great player. They don't know what they're talking. They don't know that they're messing with me." Potentially referring to the 49ers, saying they're basically going to be on the bench for most of the game. We got 3rd and 4 here. Addison in motion. Darnold looking, throwing wide open is T.J. Hawkinson down that left side, and he gets out of bounds. Stops the clock at 1:48. All right, Minnesota lining up here. TJ looks like on that left side. Shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Jones in the backfield to the left. Darnold looking, throwing over the middle, getting it to Addison at around the 49. Bringing up a second down. The clock is running. 135, 134. Keeps it going. And we got 2nd and 3. Darnold throwing it down the right sideline, finding his tight end for another first down, and he gets out of bounds. So, going back to Campbell really quickly. So he was able to, he was basically on the bench. Greenlaw was playing pretty well, but you can clearly tell he was going to be on a limited snap count, or at least needed a couple breathers throughout the game. In the second quarter, they asked Devondre to come in for Greenlaw, who was needing a little bit of a break, along with another player that was also injured. So they needed him. They needed Campbell to get in there. And we got Darnold in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left. Quick throw over the middle, wide open is Addison, and that's going to be a first down. And that was a gain of about 11K. All right, Darnold in the shotgun takes the snap, ball at the 29, and he's going to be taken down for a sack back at the 39. So when Campbell was asked to come in the second quarter, he basically said, no, I'm not going in. Nothing kind of got relayed to Kyle Shanahan, the head coach of San Francisco. So they kind of just went into the locker room, got back into the third quarter, and the 2 linebackers that were ahead of him, see, hold on. Let's see here. What's going on here with the Vikings? All right, looks like the offensive lineman that was injured earlier in the game for Minnesota is heading into the locker room early. And it's going to be a screen to Jones, and he's going to get it to the 33-yard line. Clock is continuing to run. Minnesota did use a timeout. But once again, he was asked in the third quarter. Devondre Campbell was asked in the third quarter to come in, and he flat out just said no, would not play. So about halfway through the fourth quarter, he ended up just walking into the locker room and leaving, and that was kind of it. After the game, he was basically just absolutely ran through the mud by his teammates, by a bunch of former players, coaches, even Kyle Shanahan. He's like, during the press conference after the game, he was like, yeah, he's not part of this team anymore. We don't really need to talk about him anymore. We're just going to continue to care about or work with the people that actually want to be here. So there was talk of whether they would release him and let him play for another team, which I don't think a single team in the NFL, at least this season for sure, is going to want to sign him, or if they would suspend him. And as of today, he is suspended for the remainder of the year without pay. So we got 3rd and 14 for Minnesota here. Darnold looking over the middle, finds TJ Hawkinson, who is going to get the first down. And what is Chicago doing, man? I legitimately do not know what they are doing on these long third downs. Like the entire middle of the field, there is not a single person within literally 15 yards of the line of scrimmage. So that's that was a first down pickup for the Vikings. Gain of 15 on 3rd and 14. All right, so we got 1st and 10, ball at the 18-yard line. 3 receivers on the left. Darnold in the shotgun. Takes the snap. It's going to be pressured, and he tries to get the ball out to Jones there. That'll be incomplete. And we have 22 seconds left in this half. Second and 10. Chicago sends 4. They find Hawkinson, and that's going to be incomplete. Unable to hold on to it. 3rd and 10. 16 seconds. And Darnold taking a sack there at the end. There's a flag on the field as well. Darnold trying to snap the ball here to try to stop the clock because they have no timeouts. And that penalty is going to be on Chicago, so that'll wipe away the sack. So we got 3rd and 5, ball at the 13. Thrown over the middle and incomplete. 8 seconds left. 4th and 5. And the Vikings are going to have to settle here for a field goal to make it 13-0. And the kick is up, and it is right down the middle, man. Holy cow. Dude, that kicker is just ripping it through. And with 4 seconds left, Chicago is going to take a knee here in the end zone. And then the ball at the 30. So I'm expecting a knee from Chicago because, 4 seconds left. You're not going to have enough time to even run probably a play to set up anything. And that is the kneel down, and that is halftime here in this Monday night matchup. The Minnesota Vikings on top, 13-0 over the Chicago Bears. All right. So we're at halftime here in a game that has basically been one-sided. Chicago has had about two almost good drives, I should say. Maybe okay drives is more accurate. But both of them have come away with no points. Their closest was when they were at the 29. They went for it on 4th and 1 and just got absolutely stuffed. That was the second time that they turned the ball over on downs. So let's look at some of the stats here for Chicago and the Vikings. All right. At halftime, Caleb 7 of 9, 59 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, has been sacked one time. Swift 11 for 32, so not a great game for him. DJ Moore a little bit more effective on the ground, 3 for 24. And right now, DJ is also the leading receiver with 2 catches for 16 yards. That is a rough night for this Chicago offense that was, I would say, even on their first three drives, you were like, okay, eventually they're going to figure this out. They're going to be able to get at least a field goal or two before half, maybe get a touchdown. But man, it is it seems to be getting worse for this offense. The defense has not played well either. They haven't played terribly, but not good enough to really feel like they're going to be able to make a comeback. At least defensively, they're not. It doesn't feel like they're going to really shut down this Minnesota team. All right, let's go to Minnesota here with Darnold, 15 of 24. 24 passes thrown in that first half, which is wild to me when you're going up against a team that has yet to score a single point. The fact that you're on pace for almost 50 passes is, I don't understand it. And Jones has been playing, he's been running the ball well. 7 for 29, over 4 yards a carry. Cam Akers, 3 for 14. He's averaging nearly 5. Each of them have a run that's over 10 yards. Cam has 11, a long of 11. Jones with a long of 13. Jordan Addison on pace for another 100-yard day, 6 for 58. Hawkinson, 3 for 35. Jones, 2 for 20. And Justin Jefferson, just 2 for 15. But he does have a touchdown. He did drop one that would have gotten them around the 5-yard line. And this Minnesota defense only has the 1 sack, but they did force a fumble that they were able to recover. So yeah, neither of these teams has been playing truly well. Even like Minnesota, they have kind of stalled out. They've had to settle for 2 field goals, just 1 touchdown in that first half. And I'm pretty sure that came on a short field. So this is why with like Minnesota, it's between the Lions and the Eagles there, the top, and then the second tier is Green Bay with Minnesota there. Simply because like both of those offenses, even though they have firepower, they have the ability to score a lot of points, there are times, at least in one half, they do not really show up at times. And I'm talking about the Packers as well. And when this is why also so many people, when they talk about the Vikings, they're hesitant to really put them as true, and I mean true Super Bowl contenders, true Super Bowl contenders like the Bills, like the Chiefs, like Detroit, things like that. Because Sam Darnold, even though he's been playing very well, man, you can see it. The offense is just a little bit off. Whether it's the receivers missing their timing or not running the correct routes or just the precise routes, or is it Sam Darnold, who we have seen for, I think this is his 7th season in the NFL. He played 3 with the Jets, spent a couple seasons bouncing around the league, and almost at every stop, you could tell that there was a reason why he was not a true, not only not a starter, but a true top 10 quarterback. And right now he's playing like a top 10 quarterback. He's been playing like almost like a top 5 quarterback this season. But it's halves like this where, yeah, you're winning by 13 points, but you should be winning by more. You know, you've missed some throws, you've missed some calls here, you've missed some reads, your receivers are not there. It's just something about this offense that's just a little bit not just inconsistent, but almost frail. But it's going to be interesting what they do in the second half. I think they're going to play a little bit better. I think they're going to rely more on Jones. And I think they're going to not try to throw for 24 passes in the second half. I think Sam is going to probably end it around mid-30s to high 30s, especially if Chicago does actually put up some points. Maybe they'll throw the ball a little bit more, but I would say put the ball on the ground, give it to Cam Akers, give it to Aaron Jones. Find ways for Jefferson and Addison to get the ball very quickly, except not down the field. Sam Darnold is just his accuracy is not there tonight. So try to find something that's quick, something that you get the ball in these guys' hands as quickly as you can, and see what they can do. Because I think they are going to be able to make a lot more of these big plays that they're missing, and I think that's going to only help this Minnesota offense in the second half. Defensively, I mean they haven't given up a single point. They've sacked Caleb. They got a turnover. I don't think they have to do really much of anything else. Um, they're holding Swift to under 3 yards per carry. They've given up less than 60 passing yards to Caleb, and when you count the sack, they gave up less than 45 passing yards. So there probably isn't anything this Minnesota defense needs to do better. They just need to continue to play like they have. And now the list of things that Chicago needs to do to get back into this game is a little bit more. Um, I think starting with a way to get the running game going, control the clock, um, keep that Minnesota offense off the field, keep them out of rhythm, and then just take the ball and drive it down the field. If you can do it on the ground, even better. You're gonna be able to control the game, get yourself into a rhythm, and you're gonna force this defense to get tired if you can continue to run the ball, even just in the third quarter. For the majority of, by the time the fourth quarter comes in, that Minnesota defense might be a little bit tired, and that's when you start kind of peppering them with some throws down the field and letting these playmakers like DJ Moore, like DeAndre Swift, he's a really good receiver out of the backfield, Roma Dunze, Keenan Allen. I think you're going to start to see those things open up in the second half, in the fourth quarter, if Chicago can really control the ball in the third quarter, running the ball. Um, Caleb, when it comes to them, and early on they were getting the ball quickly to DJ Moore and these receivers, like on some bubble screens, things like that. But you can clearly tell Minnesota adjusted. They took away those routes, and we've seen when Chicago tries to throw the ball deep, this offensive line just can't hold up. They're giving up pressure. They're giving up a sack here and there, and it's just not something that's going to be sustainable. So that's why I say the best way for this Chicago team to get back into this game is to try to get the running game going. That's going to be your best opportunity. That's going to open up the passing game later when you really really need it. And the Chicago team has done very well late in the third, early in the fourth, of getting the ball down the field in the passing game. You saw it when they were down against Washington. They came back. They scored almost basically all their points in that fourth quarter. And they've made comebacks. Detroit was another comeback where they scored nearly, I think it was, 20 points in that second half against Detroit, sorry, to almost force uh, overtime before they kind of botched it there at the end. So, so the Chicago team has talent, man. They do. That's what's so frustrating about it. But they just need to get out of their own way and find a way to run the ball, which is easier said than done. I know I'm making it seem like, oh yeah, they just need to run the ball, but they need to find ways. They need to find gaps. They need to create gaps against this Minnesota front seven. And I mean, they got some first rounders, they got some second rounders, third rounders on this offensive line. Those guys need to start producing. So we're about to get back in here in the third quarter. But that's what I've seen. That's what I think that these teams need to do, and hopefully we get a little bit more of a interesting game here in the second half. Um, so there's a little bit of there's some breaking news on my screen here. I've tried to switch it to something else here, but it's doesn't seem to be showing on my local any of my local channels here. So we're gonna have to transition to the Atlanta Falcons game here, Falcons and Raiders game. I'm gonna try to get back to the Minnesota game at some point. Sorry guys, I do apologize, but apparently there's something unfortunately that happened here in where I'm living at here in Wisconsin. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that here, obviously, but so just bear with me for a couple minutes while I while this breaking news kind of runs through here. But so for a little bit, we're gonna be talking about the Falcons and Raiders game. Um, sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. But we got 3rd and 9 for the Atlanta Falcons. They have three receivers on the left. Ball at the 42 of Las Vegas. Kurt takes the snap, looking, trying to get away, and he's going to be sacked back at the 50. And that's going to come up with a 4th down for the Atlanta Falcons there. If you're just joining us, we had to kind of transition to the Atlanta and the Raiders game here. On my local station, unfortunately, there's a very unfortunate tragedy here in Wisconsin, and it's there's a press conference for it. So that took a an opening kind of they basically moved to that away from the Minnesota game, which I think is which is fair enough. I think that's definitely more important than football at this point. I won't get into the details here because I don't think this is the forum for it. But hopefully, hopefully wherever you are safe and you're doing well. All right, let's see if we can find another avenue here. Yeah, sorry about the delay there, guys. I was trying to see if I could find another way here, but doesn't seem to be working there. So we're gonna stick with the Atlanta game here. All right, so we're currently on commercial break, so we're not missing anything at this current time. Once again, if you're just joining us, we had to kind of move to the Atlanta game. My local broadcast station, unfortunately, there was an unfortunate event here in my local news, so that has taken precedent over the game, which is the correct thing to do. So we're gonna pivot here a little bit. Um, I'm gonna try to keep the score up for the previous game up, and we'll bounce. We'll jump into that one when we get a chance. But until then, we're gonna be doing the Atlanta Raiders game. Raiders on offense here, ball at the 40, dropping back, quick throw over the middle, and it's gonna be incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders here. 22 seconds left in this second quarter. And that's going to be a massive, massive play there for the Atlanta Falcons. And the Raiders only have a single timeout, and they're just going to let this one go to 0. And that's going to be how the half ends for the Raiders. A tough sack there at the end. And the score at halftime is the Atlanta Falcons 9, the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders 3, man. Desmond Ridder, just not what they needed here. All right, guys, I'm going to use this halftime break here to try to figure out how to get back to the Vikings and Chicago game. So just give me a few moments. All right, we are back in the Chicago and Vikings game. I do apologize for the delay, guys. All right, so we are at 10:05 in the third quarter. And we got Caleb Williams in the shotgun. Chicago on offense here, ball at the 43. Free play for Chicago, gets the ball to the 40, 35, 30, and down at the 29 is Rome Odunze on the free play. Caleb able to deliver a great ball down the right seam. Rome finding some room after the catch. And right now, depending on where the ball is, this might be the best field position that they have ever had. And it is, because their best one was at the 29. This is at the 28. Let's go. We got three receivers on the left side. Williams in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, throwing it deep to the left, and he had Keenan Allen. Oh, man, dude. Just a big miss there by Caleb. Allen he had like at least 2 steps on his guy. The safety was late coming over. If Williams is able to put that ball on the money, man, that is a touchdown for Chicago. The ball just sailed on him. All right, we got 2 receivers on the left, tight end to the right. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Swift cutting it to the left and going to get the first down at the 18. That is a gain of 10. Caleb in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Williams again with a carry, cutting it to the left. He's going to get the first down and a little bit more. And down at the 1 is DeAndre Swift. It's going to be first and goal at the 1 for Chicago here with a massive opportunity to cut this lead down to 6. And like I mentioned at halftime, Chicago was going to need to establish the run. All right, Chicago in the eye. Handoff to Swift, and he gets it into the end zone. And we have a game, ladies and gentlemen. Chicago gets on the board with 8:19 in the third. Oh, no, there's a flag. Come on. That was a late flag. That better be after the play. Unfortunately, that is going to be on Chicago, so that'll wipe away the touchdown. And that was by the offensive lineman. That was in the fullback position. So that'll move him back to the 6 here. First and goal. And Swift able to bounce it out to the right. He's going to cut it inside, and he's going to get down to the 1 again. All right. Chicago again in the eye. This time they're running it to the right. No, he cuts it out to the left. And that's going to be no good. Down back at the 2. And there's a flag on the field as well. And it's a holding penalty on Chicago. This thing is just going from bad to worse. Oh my God, man. Oh my gosh. Chicago, what are you doing, man? So this was a hold on the left tackle there, number 72. All right, we got 3 receivers on the left. This ball is all the way back at the 11. Williams needs to scramble, throws it, and incomplete. It'll be 3rd and goal for Chicago. I mean, if he puts it right on him, he was trying to target Roma Dunze in the middle of the end zone, but he just threw it way too high, man. Dunze ran a great route. He was able to get a little bit of separation. If the ball is literally like 3 feet short, 3 feet shorter, that's going to be a touchdown. Williams scrambling, trying to find somebody, and it's going to be incomplete. It hits Keenan Allen in the hands around the 4-yard line, but he can't hold on to it, so it's going to be 4th down. And I think Chicago is just going to settle for a field goal here. It's in the 3rd quarter. Try to cut this down to 10. It's still going to be a 2-possession game, but at least you got points on the board. That is tough, man, for Chicago. So instead of 6 and a potential extra point, they're going to have to settle for a field goal after a massive, massive letdown with a couple penalties there and some missed opportunities in the passing game. On top of that, the refs also missed a face mask on Caleb on that last throw. Minnesota got away with one there. All right, let's let's look at some stats here since we were kind of gone for just a few minutes. Thankfully, in terms of game time, we only missed Seemed like about 4.5 minutes. So Caleb, 11 of 18, 122. So a decent chunk in that opening drive there. Because I think at around halftime he had. I'm trying to think here. He had about 59, 58 passing yards, so quite a bit there. Swift, massive, massive drive as well. 15 carries, 65 yards. Picked up a gain of 17 there on that drive. So Minnesota gets the ball at the goal line. They're going to return it 15, 20, 25, and taken down at around the 30. And that throw that Williams had on that last drive, I don't even think it was intended for Keenan. I think he was trying to hit Roma Dunze in the end zone, and Keenan just kind of undercut the route. And Darnold looking, throwing to his right underneath the coverage and finding his tight end for a gain of about 9. But there is going to be a flag on the field. Yeah, so from what I'm seeing here, we just missed a 3-and-out by the Vikings to start the half, a 5-play drive that ended in a punt for Chicago, another 3-and-out for Minnesota, and then the field goal drive that we caught kind of towards the end there. So it's going to be a handoff to Jones. He cuts it up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of 4. So it'll be 2nd and 16 coming up for Minnesota here after the holding penalty on first down. Quick snap. Darnold looking, has a little bit of time, gets it to his tight end at the 30, breaks a tackle down to the 35, and getting it out across the 37. It'll be 3rd and about 4. Actually, 3rd and 3, I believe. All right, we got a single receiver to the right. Darnold in the shotgun. 2 receivers stacked up on the left. Looking, throwing it to Hawkinson over the middle, and that's going to be good for 4 yards and a first down. And it's going to be a nice little draw play to Jones, and that's good for 2 yards there. For a second there, I thought Jones might have gotten hurt, just the way he was like laying on the turf. All right, play action. Darnold needing to run. He almost found Addison. Unfortunately, he could not haul it in. It'll be 3rd and 7 coming up after the incompletion. Darnold takes the snap, looking, throwing it over the middle, and that is going to be incomplete, but there is going to be a flag on the field trying to get it to TJ Hawkinson there. I just had a bat in my house. I've lost the last 15 minutes. Oh, no, that's not good. Hopefully you guys are okay, man. You gotta be careful with bats. Yeah, that was a that was unfortunately a pass interference there. It's going to be at the 48 here of Chicago. Handoff to Jones, who cuts it inside, and that's going to be just inside the 40 down to the 39. Gain of 9 yards by the former Green Bay Packer. And another run. Jones fighting through contact and getting it to the 31, and that's a first down for the Vikings. And Jones, man, the former college player out of Texas, El Paso, just keeps running the ball, man. He is looking good right now. And Minnesota in the eye. Receiver in motion to the right. Darnold takes the snap, play action, throwing it down the right sideline and incomplete. Way too high, trying to get it to Jefferson. All right, Hawkinson in motion to the right. Darnold under center, single back in the backfield. It's going to be a toss to Jones to the right. He cuts it inside, out across the 20, down to the 17-yard line. And that is another first down on the ground for Aaron Jones. And we have a Chicago Bear down on the ground. That is number 52 there, Taylor. All right, so it looks like we're going to go on a commercial break here while they tend to the injured player on the ground here. Hopefully he's okay. All right, I'm going to probably grab some of that drink here. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. First and 10, ball at the 17-yard line, tossed to the left. Jones trying to cut it back inside, and he's going to get dropped for a loss of about a yard on the play. All right, snap, shotgun, two receivers to the right, throw to Jefferson, and that's going to be inside the 2-yard line for a first down. And the Minnesota Vikings are on the verge of potentially making this a 3-possession game with a touchdown here. Just a great post route, dude, by Jefferson. Took a shot too, man, and held on to that ball. All right, it's going to be first and goal at the 1. Fullback, running back in the backfield, tight end in motion to the right. And Jones gets into the end zone. And Jonesy getting up there, trying to celebrate with the fans. Don't do that, Jones. All right, that's our celebration. All right, you don't get to do that anymore, man. You don't get to do that anymore. Mm. So looking like it's going to be a rough half, and the extra point is good. And that extra point pushes it from a 16 to 17 point lead, which officially makes it a 3-possession game. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, no, here it is. I was like, where's my phone? Where is my phone? And the Vikings playing throwing some love and some support to Randy Moss, who apparently found out a couple days ago, or maybe a few maybe like a week or two ago, that he has cancer. Unfortunately, that he's battling through. So he took some time off to take care of that, and hopefully Randy Moss is able to battle that and get back and stay healthy, man. Yeah, man. Cancer sucks, and hopefully at some point in our lifetimes, or sooner than that, man, we will be able to find some answers for stuff like this. All right, we got first and 10 here. Two receivers on the left. Williams in the shotgun, ball at the 30. It's going to be a free play for Chicago. And no, apparently they're blowing this dead. So there's going to be encroachment on, or a false jumping across the line here against Minnesota. Oh, jeez. Yeah, number 57 was so over the line that his head was literally past the center and guard. All right, quick snap. It's going to be a run to Swift. He gets it across the 40, keeps it going all the way down to the 43-yard line, and that's a first down. And a quick throw over the middle to DJ Moore, and it's going to be a gain of 7 or 8 there. So we got a 2nd and 2 coming up for Chicago. We are under 60 seconds in this third quarter. Williams under center, single back in the backfield, handoff to Swift, cuts it up the middle, and that's going to be a first down and out across the 43-yard line of Minnesota. So Chicago is going to have to run one more play. There's a single second difference between the play clock and the game clock. Over the middle, throw to DJ Moore, and it's going to be inside the 40 down to about the 38. And we're going to be heading to the fourth quarter here with the Vikings on top 20-3 over the Chicago Bears. And it's going to be a handoff to Swift. He's going to cut it to the right. And that's going to be good for a yard. It looks like Swift is coming back to the huddle there with a little bit of a limp. So far, Chicago is 0 for 7 on third down. So we got a 3rd and 3 coming up. Williams looking, should have ran when he had a chance, and that's going to be a catch by Keenan Allen, literally keeping the toes in and just stretching over the sideline there for a nice catch inside the 20. And I mean fingertip grab. Single running back in the backfield. Swift trying to cut it around, and it's going to lose a yard. And it's going to be a snap the ball. He's going to throw it over the end zone and incomplete. Trying to get it to Romadunze. So we get a 3rd and 11 ball at the 17-yard line. It's going to be a false start on Chicago. So we got 3rd and 16. Minnesota sends only 4. And Williams going to have to scramble, trying to run, trying to keep it going, trying to buy some time. He's going to have to throw the ball eventually. He does. It's in the end zone, and Keenan Allen mistimes the jump, and that'll be incomplete, but there's also a flag on the field. Dude, I'm pretty sure Caleb ran for about 45 to 50 yards just within like a span of like 20 yards, like lateral. And there was gonna be a penalty on Chicago anyway. So even if it would have been a touchdown, it would not have mattered. Jeez, and on top of that, Williams just took got absolutely drilled around the rib area by big number 52 there. Sorry, man. Williams, after taking the hit, he was laying flat on the ground, but his head popped up to see if somebody would catch that one. And as soon as he saw that nobody caught that one, he basically pulled a Charlie Brown after missing the football. He just laid there with just looking up into the ceiling. I'm pretty sure Santos just made that one. I'm sorry, but I'm still thinking about what Williams just. Dude, I feel bad for that kid, man. He is on one of the worst teams in the NFL at this point. That's just unfortunate, man. Let's see here. All right, well, Chicago has gotten this down to a 2 touchdown lead. That's the only positive that I can see right now for them. Man, part of me really thought that Chicago could pull off the upset here and help out the pack, but not the case, man. Not the case tonight. That offense just too many issues with that offense. And like to be fair, the defense has kind of held up for Chicago. They have not been spectacular, but I mean, we're 13 minutes away from the end of this game, and they've only given up 2 touchdowns, also 2 field goals. But I mean, when Chicago is kind of giving them some really solid field position after some turnovers on downs, fumbles. And this is going to be downed in the end zone. Minnesota's going to get the ball at the 30 with 13 minutes left in this game. Seriously, Caleb looks like a dad, like a exhausted parent talking to one of them on the sidelines right now. He's literally hunched over on his 2 feet, talking to his receivers. Like, this is what I need you to do. This is why. This is why we don't have nice things in the house, because you break things. All right. This is why you don't have a dog yet, because you can't take care of something right now. It's going to be a quick throw to Jefferson on the bubble screen. He's going to get it to the 40, 45, and out across the 50, down to about the 49 of Chicago. There's going to be a flag on the field, though. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have kids or like nieces and nephews, and when you try to talk to them, like you're like telling them like, hey, like you're being bad right now. You gotta calm down. And then you're like, do you understand? They're like, yeah. You're just like, I don't think it's sunk in, but I gotta walk away. I gotta walk away. It's about as good as I can get right now. That's what it looks like when Caleb is on the sidelines, just trying to talk to his receivers. He's like, hopefully what I said made some type of sense. Hopefully it sinks in at some point. It's gonna be a run up the middle, and I think that's Cam Akers for a gain of 3, maybe 4. David Stegosaurus, what's going on? Hello, go Pack, go! Heck yeah, let's go. I am sad that the Bears are not winning. I'm right there with you, man. I really thought I knew, Minnesota's 11-2. There's a reason for it, but I was just still hoping. I was like, man, it's in the division. Maybe Chicago has one more great game in them, and it's going to be against the Vikings, but not to be the case. All right, we got 2nd and 6 here. Ball at the 45. Darnold, quick throw underneath and gets it to. Is that Powell or is that. No, that is Addison for a gain of about 5. But yeah, man, I agree with you, David. I thought Minnesota could let me down, or Chicago wouldn't let me down here, but not to be the case. It's going to be a run, and oh my gosh, Cam Akers just falling across, able to get the first down, and just barely. All right, it's 1st and 10, ball at the 39. Darnold takes the snap, throws to the left, and finds Jefferson, who is going to be 2 yards shy of the first down. So 2nd and 2 coming up. That was a heck of a catch by Jefferson. He had to come back for that ball, and on top of that, he had to dive forward for it. Darnold, play action, rolling to his right, throwing it deep down the field, and he's going to be intercepted again. But Stevenson, who already has one in this game, is going to be called for pass interference. And to be fair, there's going to be pass interference. He literally threw Addison down on the ground. Oh, no, it's going to be. Oh, okay, no, there's 2 penalties. One was for roughing the passer, the other one was pass interference. That's obviously the pass interference would have just given them 15 yards. Sorry, the roughing the passer would have given them 15 yards. The pass interference is going to get them the ball at the 1. So big difference. Big difference. Actually, I don't know. I thought he actually threw him down, but there was some acting there from Addison for sure. All right, Minnesota in the eye, ball at the 1. Darnold fakes the handoff, play action, and he's going to just toss that one away. Chicago was ready for that one. And that was Montez Sweat who had the roughing the passer that was declined. He was able to get to. He was just able to put enough pressure on Sam Darnold there to just throw that ball out of bounds, basically. Handoff, and Cam Akers able to get it over the goal line, and that is another touchdown for the Minnesota Vikings, man. And with a 10-14, 20-point game, about to be a 21-point game, this is quite a beatdown right now. Kick is up, and it's right down the middle, man. Kicker's been accurate tonight. All right, it is 27-6 here. Whew, man, it is a beatdown at this point. I thought Chicago was going to be able to put up a bigger fight here. It almost got close when they scored that touchdown that was ended up being taken away from the penalty. It was going to be 7-13 at one point. These Vikings unis look better without the yellow because it's closer to Kansas State University Wildcats colors. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Because the Wildcats are white, purple, and like a silver trim, right? That is actually, let me see here, Kansas. Yeah, because I remember, isn't Jordy a Kansas State Wildcat? Jordy Nelson. Oh yeah, right here. Jordy Nelson, let's go, man. I miss Jordy. Yeah, Jordy was Kansas State from 2003 till 2007. Selected in the second round for the Packers in 2008. And Chicago is going to down this in the end zone and get the ball at the 30. Oh, man. All right, so let's look at the. Okay. So the Vikings is going to be the Seahawks next week, Green Bay in week 17, and then Detroit to finish out the year. Packers face New Orleans next week, and that should be a win for the Packers. Then they go up against Minnesota, and then they play Chicago in the final week. So Green Bay realistically should go 2-1 or 3-0 over the next final 3 games for them. Play action. Williams looking, dumping it underneath to DJ Moore on the right sideline, and he steps out of bounds after a gain of about 6. And surprisingly, the Falcons and Raiders game is not as exciting as this one because they are at a 15-3 score with 12:32 left. My wife was at K-State for part of the time. Oh, heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. There you go. I heard it's a great college, man, to go to. It's seems like it's going to be a quick throw to DJ on the left side, and he's going to be good for about a yard. But I've heard good things about K-State, man. There used to be a couple of people that transferred from K-State when I was going to college. They transferred to my college there, and they said they loved it there, but they had a little bit more opportunities up here in Wisconsin for what they were going for. But Yeah, they said that it was a big campus, but it still felt like a small, like the surrounding town felt like very small, but like very, everybody kind of knew each other, things like that. Let me know if that's true. I don't know, but that's what they were telling me. And Williams is going to be taken down for a sack on 3rd and 3. And that is Dallas Turner, number 15. And I think Dallas was a first round draft pick for him this year. I know he's a rookie. I just can't remember if he was he was he their second? Yeah, because they picked up JJ as their first, and then they traded it back into the first to pick up Dallas, or they traded up. They might have already had two. Surprisingly, that's only been the second time Williams has been sacked in this game. Minnesota has put a 5-man front or more for 70% of this game, man. That is wild. And Jones gonna get a toss to the left, and he's gonna get about 3 or 4 yards on the carry. And that was Jonathan Owens, a former Packer and a former teammate of Aaron Jones. This game is making me. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. Football, regardless of what the score is always a good time, man. It's going to be another toss to Jones. He's going to cut it inside. Going to get across the 50 down to about the 48 and a first down for the Vikings. Yeah, like I said, the only thing that granted I wanted Chicago to win to help out the Packers, but I would have liked it at the very least to be a close game. I think it would have been more entertaining, especially when it's not my team. I tend to have significantly less anxiety when it's a close game. But I guess our Jones gets his revenge on us and continues to own the Bears. That is true, man. Jones has loved playing. There's two teams that he loved playing against that he always seemed to play well: Chicago and Dallas, especially in Dallas. It's gonna be another run up the middle. Jones picking up another 3 or 4 yards. We got 2nd and 5, two receivers to the left. Darnold in the shotgun. Handoff to Jones again. And this is good for a gain of 2. So 3rd and 3 coming up. So in week 11, the Bears lost 20-19 to the Packers. Next week they lost 30-27 to the Vikings, and then a week later they lost 23-20 to the Detroit Lions. So They literally lost to all three of their division rivals by a combined score of just 7. A single touchdown across 3 games made the difference from them going from potentially 3-0 during those games to 0-3. That's why division games are always a little bit of a wild card, man, no matter what. And it's going to be a false start on the Vikings here. And we got 6:23 coming up. And we got a great blitz by Chicago, and that's going to bring Sam Darnold down to the ground for a sack here. And that was a TJ Edwards, a former Philadelphia Eagle. And am I thinking correctly? Is this also a Wisconsin Badger as well? I think I had to double check this. All right, yes, played for Philly. Let's go. And Wisconsin, let's go. Yeah. Look at that, man. I'm so talented. No, I'm kidding. I just have no life. That's all I consume. Is just pure football year round. That's all I do. Oh, it's blocked. And the punter gets absolutely destroyed. The punt goes out of bounds. Holy cow. Oh, man, that punter got absolutely rocked. He took off his helmet and everything, man. He is not feeling good. Hot dang. Oh. And that was the big man, number 90 there. He blocked. All right, so he blocked the punt with his face, not his hands, and then his face ran right into the kicker's leg that was popped up for when he punted it. And he knocked the punter so hard that he literally went butt over head and landed right on his back and his. Oh man, that's gonna be a rough night for the punter right there. That's gonna be get some Alka-Seltzer, get some Tylenol. You know, yeah, and just you're gonna lay down for a couple days. That's gonna hurt. Chicago throws the ball here to the right, and Keenan Allen drops it. All right, we got shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Keenan Allen in motion to the left. Williams looking, rolling out to his left, trying to buy some time, throw over the middle, and finds Keenan Allen down to the 15 for a first down. And, I mean, there's less than 6 minutes left. Chicago needs to score quickly. If they can get 2 touchdowns before, I would say, or at least before the 2-minute warning, then we could have a game here. But that's going to be a tall task. Quick throw and dropped again. Keenan Allen having a rough night, man. just off the top of my head, that is the third. I mean, this is the second drop on this drive alone. I know he dropped another one earlier around the 5 that was intended for Roma Dunze. I think he dropped another one. I can't remember, but 3 or 4 drops, man. That's a lot for a veteran who's been in the league as long as he's been. So shotgun, 3 receivers to the left. DJ Moore alone to the... Sorry, 3 to the right. DJ Moore alone to the left. Vikings only send 4 over the middle. And Roma Dunze had a touchdown in his hands and just drops it. Williams delivered a beautiful ball, man. That was a strike. That is something that that reminds me of the throw that Jordan Love made against the Vikings last year, man. That throw over the middle. I think he hit, God, I'm trying to think here. It was either Dontavian Wicks or it might have been Reed. But either way, man, it was a beautiful strike over the middle, and that one was a great throw by Williams. Roma, he has to bring that one down. So 2-by-2 formation here. Receivers, quick throw, overthrown, incomplete. 4th and 10 coming up. Yeah, it looks like Keenan Allen was not on the same page as Williams there. He was kind of doing he went like a stop and go route, and Williams was expecting him to kind of basically run a go route, almost like a fade route to the right corner there. All right, we got 4th and 10. Need to get it to at least the 11. Williams throws it over the middle, and that is a huge strike. Touchdown, Keenan Allen. Tight coverage, great throw. Dang, dude, that was a dude, that was a missile, man. That's just a simple post route there by Keenan Allen. Oh, nice little double post, actually. DJ Moore was in the slot, ran a post route, took the safety to the middle of the field. Left space right down the seam for Keenan Allen for that touchdown. And it's going to be too many men on the field for the Minnesota Vikings on the extra point. All right, with the penalty there, it's going to get him a little bit closer to the end zone, and the Bears offense is going to go back on the field to try to make this a 13-point game. All right, so 2-point conversion coming up here. Ball at the 1. Shotgun, 3 receivers to the left. Williams looking. And incomplete, trying to get it to DJ Moore. Man, it's just been an ugly, ugly game for Chicago. I am surprised that thing wasn't called a little bit of a PI there, because I'm pretty sure the Viking defender was holding on to DJ's arm. Granted, he let go at the very end there to try to almost intercept it or, quote unquote, pick it off. But yeah, man, even when Chicago scores a touchdown, they can't get the full points. All right, so it looks like it's going to be an onside kick. It is. And it's going to be recovered by Minnesota at around the 43-yard line. All right, Darnold under center here, single back in the backfield, receiver in motion, and it's going to be cutting it inside, and Cam Akers is able to get nearly 5 yards on the carry. All right, we got 2nd and 5, single back in the backfield, handoff Cam Akers, trying to get something, but he's going to be either back to the line of scrimmage or maybe a loss of half a yard. And quick snap, Darnold throwing the ball, and it's going to be a first down. And the Minnesota Vikings are just putting the final nail in this game. All right, Darnold under center, single back in the backfield, single receiver to the right. Hand off, Cam Akers trying to break a tackle, will not, and is going to lose 2 yards on the carry. All right, two receivers to the right. Darnold in the shotgun. Hands off to Cam. And going to be good for maybe a yard or two. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. All right, when we come back, it's going to be basically the next play should be the game here at this point. It'll be 3rd and 11 if the Vikings convert. They're going to be able to just nail the ball down. I doubt Chicago is going to be able to get anything, even if they stop them, unfortunately. But man, it was looking okay for them in the third quarter when they were driving down. They looked like they had a touchdown. But man, dude, it went away. And I did forget to take the timeouts here for Chicago. They were using them throughout that drive. All right, we are back from commercial break. We got 3rd and 10. Two receivers to the right. Handoff again to Cam Akers. And, oh no, that's not Cam. That is number 32. Who is this? Chandler. And that is Ty Chandler there. We got 3rd-year man, 5th-round pick out of North Carolina. All right. All right. Minnesota using a timeout there. All right, Minnesota gonna get their 12th victory of the year, man. 12-2. Who would have guessed after J.J. McCarthy went down in the preseason for a season-ending injury that the Minnesota Vikings with Sam Darnold at quarterback would be 12-2 and tied for the best record in the NFC and the second best record in the NFL. And the kick, this is the first one I've seen from this kicker that wasn't right down the middle, but it was still good. And the Minnesota Vikings have hit 30. All right, Chicago will get the ball here at the 30. We got 1:12 left in this game. And it looks like Caleb Williams' night is over. They have put in the backup Tyson Bagent. And it's going to be a run to the right here. Going to get a yard. All right, and this next snap is going to be likely the final play for Chicago unless they decide to throw it. 30 seconds left. Tyson Bagent. Hey, no, it's going to be thrown. And good for about 4, maybe 5 yards. Goes out of bounds, and that stops the clock at 25 seconds. And Tyson Bagent out of Shepherd, undrafted free agent, started 4 games last year for the Bears. Went 2-2 as a starter. And this next play is going to be run up the middle and gain of 1. And it'll be 4th and 3. And that is going to be the final play of this game. With the final score, the Chicago Bears 12, the Minnesota Vikings 30. Chicago will fall to 4-10. And the Minnesota Vikings, like I said, are going to go 12-2 and are technically, based just on record, no tiebreakers, nothing like that, they are currently tied at the top of the NFC with the Eagles and the Detroit Lions. It's been a heck of a season so far, and we still got 3 more weeks to go. And it's only going to get started, man. After these 3 weeks, we got the playoffs, and that's when the fun really begins. The referees start let some things go, hopefully. They're going to let some things go. We're going to see some of the great teams and see who can separate themselves in the playoff race. But before that starts, we got 3 more regular season weeks to go, and we got ourselves a bunch of games to stream, and I hope you are there for most of them, because they're going to be fun, man. They're going to be fun. and we're just gonna keep rocking and rolling, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna give a couple shout outs here, obviously, how we like to do. Shout out to Dahlia, Cam. Thank you for popping in, my dude. Hopefully your wish comes true, and those Chiefs can get you can help out your Ravens there against the Steelers. And then we got David Stegosaurus coming in here, man. Go Pack Go. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, man. Thank you so much, guys. It's been fun. Sorry if I seemed a little bit sleepy. It was a long day, but hopefully I give you guys some energy here throughout the game. And yeah, sorry for the little weird stuff that happened there. Kind of got cut away. Had to make some stuff up on the fly, but we got there, man. We got there. So I hope you guys are having a great week. I know it's Monday. Monday's done. We got Tuesday. We got Wednesday. We got the rest of the week. It's going to be looking good. So wherever you are, man, I hope you're safe. And I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll catch you guys on Thursday. So thank you so much. My name is Dave, and I'm not a coach. Thank you.